Tinysneeze plus Stuck Sneeze. Tails was sitting on an easy chair, reading a book. The book was titled Engineering for Foxes. 2 light sneezes from Sonic filled the air, and Tails brought his head up from the book in curiosity. Shoo! Shoo! Sonic was heading into the room, rubbing his red and stuffy nose with his index finger, while his other hand held a tissue. Tails looked at him in concern. "Bless you, Sonic." "Thank you." Sonic brought his tissue up to wipe his nose, sniffling as he tried to relieve the congestion in his nose. "I see you still have your case of Tinysneeze." "Yeah, I don't know how much more of it I could take. Not that I miss my giant sneezes or anything." Tails placed his hand on Sonic's shoulder to comfort him. "Is there anything I can do to make you feel better? I can make you some chicken soup or a hot drink, or maybe run a warm bath." Tails put his hand to his chin, coming up with an idea. "Come to think of it, I think my mom gave me a recipe for some herbal tea that I could fix up for you. She told me it's an instant cold reliever, so maybe it can help with Tinysneeze as well." Sonic looked down at his nose, grimacing as it began to twitch and wrinkle. Tails?" "Yeah?" Sonic gestured to his nose, his eyelids lowering as his eyes began to water. Tails' eyes widened in realization. "I'm gonna sneeze again. Oh!" Tails stood back, looking on in worried anticipation as Sonic reared his upper body back. But then nothing happened. Sonic's irises darted about as his breath returned to normal, and his nose stopped twitching. Tails raised an eyebrow in curiosity. Sonic rubbed his nose with his forefinger again, looking dismayed. Another false alarm? Another false alarm. Not to mention, my nose still feels pretty ticklish. Sonic lowered his hand from his nose, while Tails pondered to himself. "Do you think you could help me sneeze again, Tails?" "I suppose, but I'm not sure how. I can't use my tails, since you had a pretty bad sneezing fit the last time I used one of them to tickle your nose. And I can't use pepper, since that can make you let out the biggest, loudest sneezes I've ever heard from you. There might be another way, but I can't put my finger on it." Sonic rubbed his nose again, looking a bit annoyed. Stupid. Feels like I got a feather stuck in my nose or something." Tails' eyes widened as an idea occurred to him. "A feather? That gives me an idea." Tails held out his hands as Sonic looked at him. "I'll be right back, Sonic. I think I have something somewhere that can help with this." "If you say so." Sonic blew his nose, wiping it with his tissue as Tails walked away from him. Tails headed over to his desk. "Maybe it's in here," and started rummaging through it. "Where'd I put that?" Finally Tails had found it. A long white quill feather that was soft to the touch. He smiled in satisfaction. "Here it is." Tails then walked away from his desk, still holding his feather. "This quill pen has made me sneeze before, so I'm sure it can make Sonic sneeze." Soon Tails had come back to Sonic, who was wiping his nose again with his tissue. "I'm assuming you haven't sneezed again yet?" "Nope." "I didn't think so. But not to worry, I have just the thing." Tails held out his quill feather for Sonic to see. Sonic's eyes widened and irises shrunk as he saw it. "You see this?" "Oh no." Seeing the look on his face, Tails brought up his other hand to reassure him. "It's okay, Sonic. I'm not going to tickle you with this." "Are you sure? I'm really ticklish, you know." "Yes, but I was thinking, what if I used this feather to tickle your nose and make you sneeze? It wouldn't make you sneeze too hard, would it?" Sonic put his forefinger to his chin, letting Tails' idea sink in. You know, that's a good point. I've had my nose tickled by a feather before, and I don't think it's ever made me sneeze one of my giant sneezes. Sonic put down his hand, resigning himself to what was going to happen. Alright, Tails, give it a try. With that, Tails brought his feather to Sonic's nose, lightly brushing the tip underneath his nose. Sonic's eyelids lowered as his irises shrunk, and his nose wrinkled again. Oh god, that tickles. Finally, Sonic closed his eyes as his breath began to hitch. A sneeze was coming, and it probably wouldn't be just one. Ah. Ha. Ha. Tails then pulled his quill away from Sonic's nose and stood back, waiting for his friend to sneeze. Sonic reared his neck back, eyes watering a bit and nose wiggling around wildly from his urge to sneeze. Ah! Here it comes. Finally, Sonic brought his upper body forwards as he broke into a fit of small, quiet, but still forceful sneezes. Luckily, not a single sneeze had any spray, nor did his nose begin to run. Achoo! 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 Sonic then opened his eyes slightly, bringing his head up as a final sneeze built up. Ah! And then he shut his eyes as the sneeze came, sending his neck forward once again. Achoo! Sonic stood back up, his eyes half closed as his index finger automatically went back under his nose. Tails smiled and blessed him as Sonic rubbed his nose with his index finger. Gesundheit Sonic. Thank you, Tails. Sonic then blew his nose into his tissue, holding it in both hands. As he wiped his nose afterward, a smile of relief appeared on his face. Feeling better? Yeah, a little. Thanks for helping me, Tails. Tails smiled. Don't mention it, Sonic. Anything for one of my best friends. He then put his quill feather aside. At least he would know where to find it the next time he needed it. Then he looked back at Sonic, who had now resumed rubbing his nose with his index finger. Would you like me to make you some tea now? Yes, please. Okay. In the meantime, go lay down on the couch. I'll bring it to you when it's ready. The next thing Sonic knew, he was laying on the couch in the living room, covered in a warm red and blue blanket, watching something on the TV before him, and wiping his nose with a tissue from a tissue box, one that had just been opened and placed by his side. Even though he still wasn't feeling good, he kept his smile, grateful that Tails was taking good care of him and helping him cope with his tiny sneeze. The end.